Imagine a land where pristine nature blends perfectly with the abundant life of lush green apple orchards stretching endlessly under the clear sky. That is New Zealand, a place straight out of a fairy tale. Every year, New Zealand exports more than 440,000 short tons of apples, with the majority of the output sent to major international markets. However, for a delicious apple to reach your table, it is not simply picked from the branch. It is a journey of great effort beyond what the naked eye can see. Let's explore the surprising story behind each of these ripe apples. Welcome to green agriculture technology, helping New Zealand harvest millions of apples. Have you ever wondered why apples are always a favorite fruit? With their natural sweetness, crunchiness, and richness in nutrients such as vitamin C, vitamin A, and potassium, apples are not only delicious, but also bring many health benefits. Let's explore the exciting journey of apples and discover the wonderful benefits they bring in this video. The journey of growing apples begins with soil preparation, a vital factor for the growth of apple trees in New Zealand. The soil must be rich in nutrients and have the perfect pH from 5.5 to 6.5 to be suitable for apple trees to grow. Well, growing apples is not as simple as planting a seed and waiting. Apple trees need a perfect stage where the soil is carefully tended to produce delicious apples. Once the soil is ready, the young apple trees are planted in early spring when the weather is just starting to warm up. These young shoots will take 3 to 5 years to bear their first fruit, and up to 7 even years to reach their full potential, producing the highest yield. The staking process can be done before or after planting, but each hole needs to be carefully prepared to create space for the roots to grow. Strongly drilling the hole is like building a house for the young apple tree. It must be deep enough, wide enough, and perfect to receive the new growth. Then, the support stakes come into play. They help protect the tree from strong winds and keep it growing straight in its early years. Young apple trees, like beginners, also need a companion to stand firm against the challenges of nature. Pruning helps apple trees focus nutrients on the best fruits. Although a tree can produce thousands of fruits, not all of them grow perfectly. This process is like the work of a hairstylist, helping the tree maintain the perfect hairstyle without having to go to the salon. Planting the tree is just the beginning, but did you know that for an apple tree to grow healthy, it takes a lot of effort and care throughout the long journey? In New Zealand, they use a smart drip irrigation system to manage natural water resources. This method is not only effective, but also provides maximum protection for the tree. Each apple tree needs between 52.83 and 79.2 gallons of water per week in the spring and summer. The interesting thing is that this automatic irrigation system can help protect every drop of water, taking care of the tree like a close friend, never letting the tree lack water. Spring comes. The apple tree is radiant with pure white flowers, like an exciting welcome from nature. Over time, the pure white flower clusters gradually turn into young, small, and soft apples, carrying the joy of growth. Every day the apples grow bigger, become plump, and the sweet flavor also slowly forms like a gift from nature. When summer gradually passes and the autumn sunlight fades, the apples are ready, plump and sweet, signaling a complete cycle and opening a promising harvest season. With 10,000 hectares of apple-growing land, New Zealand boasts over 561,000 tons of apples each year, affirming its strength and stability in the global fruit export industry. The harvest season in New Zealand lasts from March to May, an extremely busy time when every step takes place in a hurry in the apple orchards. apple harvesting robots with a capacity of 4,492 to 6,613 pounds per hour help the harvesting work go quickly while still ensuring excellent quality. These machines operate delicately, cherishing each apple without damaging it, ensuring the fruit is always fresh and perfect. Equipped with modern sensor technology, the robots not only harvest but also classify apples during the process, saving time and effort. Each apple tree can produce about 38.65 pounds of fruit per season, and thanks to the help of robots, an entire orchard can be harvested in just a few days, making for a highly efficient harvest. The FOPS Technic Vi Hiringham shaker is the ideal solution for efficient apple harvesting, using gentle shaking technology to harvest fruit quickly without damaging the plant. Will apples harvested with such modern technology retain their original quality? Combined with the shaker, the SFM Samurai self-propelled apple harvester was put into use with modern technology and powerful operation. This machine not only increases labor efficiency, but also minimizes losses during the harvesting process. Every day, the SFM Samurai can handle more than 100 tons of apples quickly, meeting the demand for apple production. Thanks to the ability to automatically locate and classify apples right in the garden, this harvester ensures that apples that meet the highest quality standards will be selected, helping to improve the flavor and quality of the finished wine. During the apple harvesting process, you must have known about the MAA Classic Shaker with gentle vibration technology. The machine ensures that the plants are not damaged while maintaining the quality and perfect shape of each apple. This is an ideal choice for large apple orchards, both environmentally friendly and optimizing production costs. Although modern technology is great, not all apples are harvested by machines. Farmers with sharp eyes and extensive experience play a decisive role in protecting the quality of each apple. They carefully select each apple, making sure it is ripe to perfection with the right color and size, bringing perfection. Did you know that a veteran farmer can pick between 800 and 1,200 apples a day? Each apple is hand-selected with meticulous care and attention to the smallest detail. Have you ever wondered how apples are processed after harvest to keep them fresh and delicious? It all starts with transporting them to the processing plant. Immediately, the apple cleaning process begins with a very special step, soaking them in hot chlorine water. Then the apples are put on a roller conveyor to create the perfect distance between each fruit. Interestingly, here the apples are not just inspected roughly. They are scanned through modern machines capable of processing up to 10,000 fruits per hour to check every smallest detail, from size, color, to cracks or bruises. After packaging, the apples are stored at an extremely precise temperature of 0 to 1 degrees Celsius to keep them fresh until they reach consumers. Have you ever wondered what is so special about those delicious glasses of pure apple juice? The processing in a modern chain retains all the natural flavors, bringing a perfect experience that you could not have expected. In addition to the familiar apple juice, apples are also the main ingredient for producing apple wine, a unique fermented beverage. The process of making apple wine begins with squeezing the apple juice, then letting it ferment naturally or using specialized yeast to convert the sugar in the apple into alcohol. After the fermentation period, the apple wine will be filtered and bottled, preserving the fresh, characteristic flavor of this fruit. This is a product that is both delicious and full of artistry, from fresh apples. Apples are not only a delicious fruit, but also bring many great health benefits. With a rich fiber content, apples aid digestion, prevent constipation, and help control weight by creating a feeling of fullness for a long time, reducing cravings. To fully enjoy the benefits, you should eat 1 to 2 apples a day. In addition, did you know that apples are not only delicious, but also have an interesting feature? About 25% of an apple's volume is air, which gives it the ability to naturally float on water. While it is not dangerous to eat a few seeds, apple seeds contain small amounts of cyanide, a toxic compound that can be dangerous if consumed in large quantities. This is the apple tree's natural defense mechanism to prevent animals from eating the seeds, helping to maintain the species' life cycle. Watermelon originates from the African continent, specifically in the Kalahari Desert region in southern Africa. The first evidence of watermelon domestication dates back around 4,000 years. The wild fruit was initially bitter and less juicy than the modern watermelon. Over the centuries, it has been selectively bred and cultivated for its most desirable characteristics, such as its juicy pulp, sweet flavor, and the high amount of water it contains. In today's video, we'll see an incredible process of cultivation, harvest, and processing of this refreshing fruit. Stay with me until the end. I'm Vitor, and you're watching Tutotech HD. And if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, I kindly ask you to subscribe to help us continue growing here on YouTube. Watermelon is a trailing vine fruit, meaning it grows and develops close to the ground. But in the first part of this video, we'll look at the Japanese technique of growing suspended watermelons in greenhouses. The process begins with the selection of high-quality seeds, which are placed in germination trays with sterilized soil to prevent attacks by fungi and pests. They are kept under controlled conditions of temperature and humidity until they sprout. Then, the small sprouts are individually collected and carefully planted in separate units. They are watered and cared for until they reach about 15 centimeters in height, at which point they are ready to be transplanted into the greenhouse. But before transplanting the seedlings into the greenhouse, the soil must be prepared with nutrient-rich fertilizers such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The soil also needs to be tilled to ensure good aeration and drainage. This machine creates planting beds. Raised beds help avoid waterlogging, which can cause root rot. Since watermelon is very sensitive to excess water, efficient drainage significantly reduces the risk of disease. As the beds are elevated above ground level, water can drain more easily and avoid accumulation. Many farmers use plastic ground cover to help maintain ideal moisture and temperature. The plastic also prevents weed growth and protects seedlings from potential pests. With the beds ready and the seedlings at the right size, it's time to transplant them into the greenhouse soil where they will continue to grow. Greenhouse-grown watermelons are regularly pruned to ensure nutrients are directed toward fruit development. Lateral branches and excess leaves are removed to allow the plant to focus its energy on the fruit. To prevent the watermelons from touching the ground directly, it's common to use supports or trellises that raise the fruits, preventing disease and deformities during formation. Since greenhouses are closed environments, natural pollination may not occur. To solve this, farmers usually use bees raised inside the greenhouse to transfer pollen from male to female flowers. Inside the greenhouse, the environment is strictly controlled. Watermelons need temperatures between 28 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius to grow ideally, with humidity levels adjusted to avoid excessive evaporation. Depending on the variety, the fruits generally reach harvest time between 70 and 90 days after planting. The fruit itself indicates when it's ready for harvest through a sound test. Tapping the watermelon lightly, a hollow sound, is a common sign that it's ripe. This happens because the inside of the fruit becomes firmer and filled with water when it's ready. Watermelons are then manually harvested being carefully removed from the plant to avoid any damage. This Japanese method of cultivation and harvesting results in watermelons with superior flavor, texture, and quality. In open field cultivation, the soil preparation process is basically the same as in greenhouses, with raised planting beds to help drain excess water and plastic covering to keep the soil warm and moist and to protect against weed growth. The planting process also begins in greenhouses, and when the seedlings are strong enough, they are carefully transplanted into the field. Watermelons need plenty of space to grow, so the rows are spaced about 2 meters apart, and the seedlings are planted 80 centimeters apart from each other. Irrigation is essential, especially during the initial growth stages and during fruit development. This crop has a daily water demand of 2 liters during the early stage and 25 liters during the fruit formation stage. However, the amount of water should be reduced when the fruit begins to ripen to ensure better flavor and sugar concentration. To bear fruit, watermelon plants depend on cross-pollination, and bees are the main pollinators. In open fields, it is common to maintain beehives nearby to ensure effective pollination. In open fields, watermelon takes between 35 and 45 days to grow from the time of pollination to the harvest point. Watermelons are ready for harvest when the underside that touches the ground turns a yellowish or cream color. Other signs of ripeness include the hollow sound when tapped and the complete drying of the vines near the stem. Harvesting is done manually, with workers cutting the stem near the fruit with a knife. Harvest assist machines like these help make the collection of these heavy fruits more efficient and productive, especially on large farms that require quick harvesting of large quantities of watermelon. A mature watermelon can weigh up to 15 kilograms depending on the variety. Smaller watermelons like the Sugar Baby variety typically weigh between 2 and 5 kilograms, while larger varieties like Crimson Sweet or Jumbo can reach between 10 and 15 kilograms or more. The full cycle from planting to harvest generally takes between 70 and 100 days, depending on the variety. After harvest, on large farms, watermelons go through a process that includes several steps before reaching the final consumer, like in this watermelon processing unit of the company Cermak Cecina. Here, watermelons go through a dry brushing cleaning process. The brushes are arranged in rows and spin at high speed, allowing continuous contact with the watermelon surface to remove dirt without damaging the fruit. Next, the cleaned fruits are automatically directed to the classification system based on the weight and size of the watermelons. This system can accurately weigh and sort up to 3 watermelons per second. This processing line can handle fruits up to 12 kilograms and 300 millimeters in diameter. Then, the selected fruits are directed via pneumatic belts to the packing tables. Now, we see the watermelon peeler from the company TPC Packaging. As the watermelon is loaded into the equipment, a computer-controlled infrared system quickly analyzes the fruit and sets the cutting depth. Then, the watermelon rotates, and 2 peelers are activated. One removes the outer green rind, and the second removes the white part of the fruit, leaving only the red, juicy pulp. This machine can peel up to 180 watermelons per hour. Finally, we see this watermelon slicer developed by the company PND. It is a manual and compact device designed to cut watermelons into uniform slices quickly and precisely. And we're reaching the end of another video. Thank you for staying with me until now. If you like our channel, subscribe and activate the bell to be notified whenever we publish new content. Leave a comment telling us where you're watching from and what you thought of this video. I ask that God bless you and your family. Do you know pitaya, also known as dragon fruit? Pitaya is becoming increasingly popular due to its nutritional composition. In this video, we will learn together about its cultivation, harvest, benefits, and some curiosities. I'm Viter, and you're on Tutotech HD. Stay with me until the end, and don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell to receive all our videos. Pitaya is the fruit of different types of cacti, from the genus Hylocereus. It is native to regions of Central and South America, but is also cultivated in other parts of the world, including Asia, Australia, and the United States. Pitaya seedlings are made from pieces of the cactus itself. The cuttings are cut into 60-centimeter pieces and dipped in a rooting solution. Then they are planted in fertile soil just so these seedlings can develop roots. The ideal soil needs to be well aerated and oxygenated, rich in organic matter, have a pH around 6, and good drainage capacity. 2 weeks after planting, the seedlings have already grown roots and are ready to be transplanted. Cacti with established roots should be planted next to concrete posts. Just place them directly on all sides of the post with the roots touching the soil, but without burying them. After planting, the seedlings must be tied to the posts and receive their first watering. During the first year of cultivation, pitaya needs to be watered regularly to establish the roots. After 2 weeks, the established roots begin to grow and cling to the lower part of the post. Fertilization should be done during the active growing season, which happens in spring and summer. This is when the plant begins to produce new stems. Since pitaya plants can grow quite large, the seedlings should be planted about 2 to 3 meters apart. Ideally, a support system such as trellises should be installed, so the plants can grow vertically. The first flowering of pitaya usually occurs after a vegetative growth period that can vary from 6 months to a year. The pitaya flower opens at night and stays open for 12 to 14 hours. During this time, the flowers emit a scent that attracts pollinators such as bees, moths, and bats. Fruits develop at different rates. The same plant can have buds, flowers, and ripening fruits at the same time. Are you enjoying the video? Please leave a like, subscribe, and activate the bell for all notifications. A 1-year-old pitaya plant is already capable of producing some fruits, but good production takes about 3 years or more. From summer to spring, the harvest is done when the fruits are ripe, which is indicated by their vibrant color and soft texture. Pitayas are delicate fruits and should be handled very carefully during harvest. Therefore, the fruits are manually removed from the plant using only pruning shears. Pitaya grows best in tropical or subtropical climates, with average temperatures between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius, and in places with good sun exposure, as the plants need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. Each pitaya plant can produce up to 250 fruits in up to 3 harvests per year, with peak production between December and May. After harvest, the fruits go to the food industry where they will be processed, including washing, peeling, and cutting. Pitayas are rich in fiber and minerals, mainly zinc and iron. They have great potential to help control cholesterol, blood sugar, and anxiety, and contain significant amounts of antioxidants that prevent free radicals. After being cleaned and peeled, pitayas can be made into juices, jams, cookies, and snacks. Due to its nutritional composition, pitaya helps fight cancer because of its antioxidant action, helps prevent heart disease by reducing LDL cholesterol, and improves blood pressure due to the action of captain, a substance found in the fruit. We are reaching the end of another video, and today I have a word from God for you. It is written in Psalm 139, verses 1 to 5, and says, "Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. My brother, my sister, God knows you. He knows everything you need. He knows your limits and will never leave you alone. He is with you right now. Put all your problems and anxieties in God's hands and trust that He has the best for you. Everything will be fine. I pray God blesses you and that you always be well.